Hi, it's Sheridan here from the Training Designers Club, which is the place to go for practical L&D support, especially if you work on your own. And today I have had another thought about what makes great L&D. And it was prompted when my husband was watching the touring cars from Brands Hatch just recently. We both used to be massive fans of motorsport, and now I have a casual interest in it. So I wasn't paying a huge amount of attention to what was going on, but I did hear the commentators mention a number of times about the rule changes that have come in this season and how these rule changes were meant to prevent the same person from winning the first two races. I think it's a way for them to try and make it a little bit more unpredictable, a little bit closer, and stop one person from running away with the championship too early in the season. However, at the first race at Donington Park and the second race in Brands Hatch, guess what? The same person won the first two races. And the commentators were sort of saying, oh, well, the people who make the rules, they're going to be scratching their heads about this because they will have spent many hours, they will have thought long and hard about how this is going to work, and they will have thought everything through, but clearly it's not doing what they expected. And it really made me think about that difference between what happens in theory and what happens in reality. And we can look at things from a theoretical point of view till we are blue in the face, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be useful, relevant, or work in a practical environment. So when we're designing training, yes, of course, theories are important. Theories are great things for us to hang our content onto. But our learners, our participants, the people who are actually going to go out there and apply this training usually don't need to know the theory. That's just all background to them. They really don't care. What matters is what does it mean in reality? How does it work in practice? So as a training designer, what this means is not that we should ignore the theory, but I think we should be more clearly focused on the practical aspects of it. It means that whilst we may have our theories in the background when we're designing our training, what we really need to do is check that those theories will work in reality. Make sure that we are running them past somebody who knows how to do the job in real life, so that we can really add that layer on there that will help somebody understand what it means for them in a practical situation, because things don't always work as they should do in theory. And I think that's just something else to bear in mind. I've been speaking quite recently to a number of people moving out of teaching and into training. And when you move from an industry which is very syllabus based, which is all about giving people knowledge, getting them to pass a test, into an environment where we're far more focused on application and putting things into practice, there is a subtle but very significant difference in the way that we design training. You'll find a lot of things out there on the internet to do with pedagogy and the theory of learning, which is fantastic if you are teaching a syllabus. But when you're working in industry, when you're working in commercial environments, that is kind of secondary. What really matters is, what do I need to do? How do I need to do that? And then the theory is just the icing on the cake. So I'm going around in circles again, as I often do on these short videos. But just to bring back to the point, the fact is people who know a lot about motorsport spent a lot of time thinking up rules that they were quite sure would produce a particular outcome. And very, very quickly, it didn't when you put those rules in the hands of the people who actually drive the cars week in, week out. They achieved a very different result. So a lesson for us as training designers is to always check that your theory works in practice. And don't forget to check out the rest of the YouTube channel for loads more thoughts like this and lots of practical guidance too. There's also the Training Design podcast, the website, which is www.trainingdesignersclub.co.uk, and of course our VIP membership, where you can join a community of highly supportive and practical L&D practitioners who can help you out with your real world challenges every single day.